Welcome back to the program. One of the ways to get rid of so many of these illegal immigrants is to denaturalize them. Once they commit a crime, once they do something really bad, get rid of them by denaturalizing them. That's what I'm hoping, and I've been saying this for a long time, ever since the very beginning of Trump's second term, that's what the Department of Justice should be concentrating on. We should be denaturalizing these people so that they can now be removed. Anyone and everyone, including, by the way, legal residents. If you came from another country and you committed crimes here, you'd be denaturalized and you are out of America. I am hoping and praying that Ilhan Omar is going to be denaturalized once she's caught up in all of this fraud in Minnesota, not just expelled from Congress, because that's quite frankly not enough. I want her in jail, or better yet, buried underneath it. But also I want her denaturalized. And it should be a lot of them. Any of these people on college campuses that are protesting and saying intifada, intifada, coming to America, that is basically saying that you want to have other countries come into America and kill people. That's what that means. That's not freedom of speech. That's not a college freedom of speech rally or anything like that. That is calls for denaturalization. If you are a legal resident and you came from another country and you get into a car accident and you kill someone, or you're in a DUI, you're gone. You're denaturalized and you're gone. And that's the way it should be. Well, guess what? Todd Blanche and the Department of Justice are taking this serious, finally. Trump administration ramps up denaturalization campaign. This is from CBS News, so it's probably left-leaning, obviously. Although maybe not. Things have changed quite a bit. Targeting U.S. citizens accused of crimes, fraud, and of course, terrorism. The Trump administration on Friday announced a major expansion of its denaturalization campaign targeted towards foreign-born American citizens accused of fraudulently obtaining U.S. citizenship. The Justice Department unveiled denaturalization cases in federal courts across the country against roughly a dozen so far U.S. citizens born overseas. Officials said that they had committed serious crimes or immigration fraud, or even had ties to terrorist organizations. The announcement represents a dramatic increase in the federal government's use of denaturalization, a lengthy and complicated legal procedure that has rarely been invoked by prior administrations. Well, this ain't no prior administration. Between 1990 and 2017, for example, the United States government filed only 300 denaturalization cases, or about an average of around 11 per year. The group of naturalized U.S. citizens whose citizenship the Justice Department is now seeking to revoke includes immigrants from Bolivia, China, Colombia, Gambia, India, Iraq, Kenya, Morocco, Nigeria, Somalia, obviously, and Uzbekistan, among some of the others. Among those targeted by the denaturalization crackdown are a Colombian-born Catholic priest convicted of sexually assaulting a minor. Another one, a man born in Morocco with alleged ties to Al-Qaeda, a Somali immigrant who pleaded guilty to providing material support to Al-Shabaab, a U.S. designated terrorist group, and a former Gambian police officer allegedly involved in war crimes. Boy, why don't we add Ilhan Nuar Saeed Elmi to that list as well, the brother humper. The group also includes individuals who allegedly used false identities to apply for immigration benefits, and a man who allegedly entered into sham marriages just to commit immigration fraud. Guarantee you, that's the Chinese one. In a separate announcement on Friday, the Justice Department said it was also seeking to denaturalize Manuel Roca, a former American diplomat who admitted to being a Cuban spy as part of a high-profile criminal case. The denaturalization process involves Justice Department lawyers filing civil or criminal cases in federal courts and trying to convince judges that someone's citizenship should be terminated. U.S. law allows denaturalization to occur when the government proves that a naturalized citizen obtained their citizenship illegally or through fraud, such as concealing information on their immigration applications. Oh, gee, Ilhan Omar, were you ever part of or associated with any type of terrorist organization? No, liar. So your N-400 forms are basically wrong and fraudulent. So you would qualify. You would qualify, not to mention the fact that you married your brother to get him into the country, so you committed immigration fraud, not to mention the fact that you're tied to CARE, a terrorist organization designated as such by the United Arab Emirates in 2014. I could go on and on and on. You've defrauded people through your bullshit, feeding the future garbage in Minnesota. Guaranteed, this hellacious individual is going to be wrapped up in a lot of the Minnesota stuff, and I can't wait to dance on her political grave. Those whose citizenships are revoked lose all illegal benefits that come along with being an American citizen and must return to their previous legal status or unlegal status, typically as permanent residents, who are now deportable based on certain criminal conduct and other grounds. In an interview with CBS News earlier this week, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche previewed the administration's denaturalization push, saying he believes that there are, quote, a lot of individuals who are citizens who shouldn't be citizens. Asked about concerns about some of the roughly 24 million naturalized citizens in the 24 million naturalized citizens? I would do a blanket policy and take all of them out of the country. I don't care. I'm not interested in your heart. I'm not interested in your mind, your soul. I don't care if you've been here 40 years. It doesn't matter. If you're illegal, you're illegal. I will rip you, your family, your extended family, your children right out of schools, right out of... I don't care where you are. I have no sympathy. I want my country back. And if you've been here 30, 40 years, I don't give a shit. I want you out, plain and simple. Asked about concerns about the roughly 24 million, Blanche said only a certain percentage should be worried about the administration's denaturalization efforts. That sucks. I want them all out. Those who did not illegally obtain their citizenship, he said, don't have anything to worry about. We should disincentivize people from committing fraud when they're going to become a citizen of this great country, Blanche said. It is a drastic consequence of committing a fraud to get citizenship, just like it is drastic action to commit fraud in general. So there you have it. He might have more of a heart. The Department of Justice might have more of a heart, but they certainly do not line up with me. Because if you want to know the truth, I'm heartless. I want you out of my country. I don't give a shit how long you've been here. I don't care if you got here 20 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. I don't care if you have a permanent, record and you have no crimes committed. I still want you out. I still want you out. And I want to make sure everyone knows that, because I have no problem saying it to anyone. I don't care. If you broke the law and you came here illegally, I don't want you in my country. It's my country, not yours. I was born here. You were born here. Everyone watching this was born here. And if you weren't born here, I don't want you in the country. Plain and fucking simple. Get the fuck out. Those are my thoughts. What are yours? Put them down in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.